What would you do if you had $1 million? Let's talk about that. Good morning, Crossroads students. I hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday morning. When I was in college, I had a friend. We will call him, what do we want to call him? We'll call him Josh. All right, that wasn't his name, but we'll call him Josh. And no, it wasn't Ryan. For some reason, anytime I have a college story, people always ask me, was that Ryan you were talking about? And no, it's not Ryan, okay? So I had this friend, we're going to call him Josh, and Josh had this dream of being a millionaire, like everyone else in the world. And he was in finance and accounting and doing all this crazy stuff with his major. He was actually a double major. And he was super smart. And he kept telling me all the time, he's like, man, when I get older, I'm going to have so much money and I'll be able to give to churches and missionaries and buy them stuff and buy planes and all this stuff. He had big dreams, which I think is good. It's a good thing to have big dreams. So one day we were having coffee, and I told him, because we would have like these real talks. I was like, Josh, I was like, if you want to be giving with your money, I think that's awesome. But if you want to be giving later, like, you really have to start being giving now. If you're not a giving person when you don't have anything, you won't be a giving person when you have a lot. And because it's not about the money necessarily, but it's about who you are. And I think a lot of us have that syndrome, that problem of thinking, when I get older, I will. Or years from now, I will. Next year, I will. Older people have that problem with New Year's resolutions. They start resolutions and they're over by the middle of January, right? But there's a verse in the Bible that we talked about on Monday. And we talked about the second part of that verse, and that's 1 Timothy 4:12, and it's about being an example in the way you love, in the way you live, in the way you forgive, all those things. It's about being an example. But the first part of that verse says this: don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. And I think that verse kind of, for me, is all about high school and middle schoolers, because you guys, for some reason, are some of the most underestimated people, because you guys have so much potential and you do so much already in serving that it's wrong for anyone to look down on you because you're young. And I think a lot of times we forget another aspect of that verse, and that's sometimes we can look down on ourselves because we're young. We can think, well, because I'm young, I really can't actually do what I'm wanting to do or what God's calling me to do, like being giving. Because I'm young, I don't have money, I can't be a giving person, which just isn't true. You can be giving of your time, you can be giving of your love, you can be giving of the little money that you do have, right? And the truth is, the difference between you now and you 10 years from now is the choices that you make along the way. It's the choices you make along the way. There's a cliche phrase that I like because it's true, and that's why it's cliche. And it goes like this: you are right now who you have been becoming. And so here's my question. You're young, a lot of you, and maybe you think to yourself, in 10 years from now, I'm going to start serving. In 10 years from now, I'm going to be X. I'm going to be this guy. And you have an idea in your mind of who you're going to be. My question is this: what decisions are you making right now to become that person? My friend wasn't making a ton of decisions to become that giving person later on in his life. And so maybe you have a goal of who you're going to become, but you feel like you can't be that person because you're young. That's not true. You can be that person right now, today, no matter what it is. And so I want to challenge you, start making decisions in your life that make you closer to that person that you want to be, that push you closer to being like Jesus. Let no man despise thy youth. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. With that being said, I hope that was encouraging. We'll see you back tomorrow. God bless.